Hello, how you doing? This is Black Tiger with Big Time Fitness. Excuse me. I wanted to come and do this video because we've had some discussion about basically many talking about basically what eating healthy is very expensive, and not to say that it's not completely. What happens is that there's a cheap way to do it and there is the expensive way to do it. Just depends on what your budget is like. Some people want to go organic, some people want to do other different things, and those things are not really a necessary requirement as far as to just eat healthy. There's ways to eat healthy, and there are things that you can do for a cheaper manner. And so I want to talk about the cheaper way today versus most expensive ways. Automatically, when we talk about eating healthy, it is about knowing what is there to eat that's healthy, that's going to help you with your weight loss goals, your fitness goals, and etc. And so basically the things that I want to talk to you about is how you can, I don't have time to go through basically all of the expensive ways, but I'll just teach basically cheap ways, stuff that I've done over the time span in wanting to eat healthy and things that I do. Now the only thing about it is if you are wanting to do it the cheap way, it will get redundant because you eat a lot of the same things. But if that's your discipline, that's what you want to do, then it will not be hard for you to focus and say, hey, this is what I can afford, so this is what I'm going to eat. So this is where we're going to go. So as far as our major point of eating cheap, you have your carbohydrates that you're going to eat, and you want healthy carbohydrates. Those healthy carbohydrates are going to be brown rice, which is very cheap. You can buy a bag of brown rice for $2 or so, and you can get a few of those bags and keep those up in your cabinet and that way cook from them on a regular basis. The next one would be sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are not expensive. When you want to change, you can have sweet potatoes as a carbohydrate, and they will basically be on a cheaper level. Most of the time, sweet potatoes are not that expensive. The next thing you have is beans. You know, beans are very cheap. You can get a pack of black beans. You can get a can of black beans, which I don't really go too much with the can because of the sodium. But if you wanted to do it, it wouldn't kill you. Black beans in the can. There's pinto beans. There's different type of beans that you can buy as well. Your vegetables, basically, what I would say with those are basically frozen vegetables is what I do. You can go into the section of the store, Walmart, or wherever you are, and you can buy frozen vegetables, which I know I have found some for anywhere from $1 to $2 a bag. In between there, you can get a bag of vegetables, and you can eat those in that way. So that's that part. And so the other thing is that basically meat. Now meat is where you're going to basically have the most difficult of times at times, and meat is going to be most important. But the best thing to do is that chicken breasts are high. Yes, chicken breasts are high. It is the best as far as many of fat and protein ratio and what you're probably trying to reach goals. But chicken thighs are not going to be bad. Chicken thighs are not going to be terrible. You can do chicken thighs and make sure they're boneless and skinless. You can do tilapia. Tilapia is cheap fish. You can eat that. You can do tuna. Tuna is cheap. You can do that with rice and different things. What else meat wise? You can do, if you start getting to lean ground beef, you're going to get more expensive, so you'll do that. Now as far as, so you would do, ground beef and different things. Less of the time steak, that's going to be expensive, so you're not going to do a lot of that. But your best bet is going to be chicken, tilapia, tuna, those type of things. Get back, JJ. My cat acting up. But you're gonna do those type of things so that you can eat healthy, but at the same time do that on a budget. And so your vegetables and different things are going to come from those things because you're going to get the vegetables for cheap, frozen. You're not, I mean, I really don't do a lot of fresh unless like I know I'm going to cook it that day. But the thing about with the frozen, you can store them in your freezer or your deep freezer for a while, Try to buy meat when it's on sale. You can get more of it in bulk and those different things, and try to do that because that's gonna save you over time. But the thing is that you have to focus and say, this is what I'm going to do. And by doing that, you will always be prepared to cook healthy meals. Be prepared to cook healthy meals, the brown rice, the beans, those type of things, different type of frozen vegetables you can have, and the chicken thighs, the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, even chicken legs. At times you can do those at the same time. Just watch the fat. You can see that on the back. What else? And so basically, so I'll give you an example of kind of what I might do on a particular body that keeps pretty cheap for me. So for instance, I probably have to eat more meals sometimes, but I really haven't been eating a lot of meals. Actually, I've been kind of cutting back on how many meals I eat because I get tired of eating all that. So now I might do a bigger meal, but anyway, let's just give an example. So day one, I might have, basically, we didn't talk about breakfast. So basically, day one, I might have eggs for breakfast. Eggs is a very cheap protein. I mean, I know that the prices kind of fluctuate on eggs, but you can basically do pretty well at getting a nice amount of eggs and cooking that on a regular basis. Eggs can be basically a protein that you can use. Also, the carbohydrate for the morning that I really like is oatmeal. Oatmeal is very cheap as well. Oatmeal, you can get a huge tub of oatmeal, and that's cheap. You can eat that on a regular basis for your morning carbohydrates. Then as far as like my daytime meals, I probably would make, like, say I make chicken thighs, I would put those in the oven, let those cook, and then I will basically have brown rice, maybe put it in the rice cooker and eat that, and then just take some frozen vegetables out of the refrigerator and cook those and eat those. And really that meal for that day really only cost me maybe $5 or $6 just for me. But if it was for more, then you might be talking about $10 or so. But it's not really that expensive, like as far as how much it would cost you to take you and your family somewhere out to eat or something like that, and or the stuff that sometimes we spend money on and buy. But the cheaper eating can happen. You just have to be focused on it, have a plan, and when you go shopping, look at those things, look at the meat deals, and make sure they're healthy as far as the fat content, and that's all. But what I'm going to do is I will probably get one of my friends to go with me. We will go shopping for you. I'm not sure, it'll probably be in the next days or so, and then we will go shopping. You guys stay tuned, but you know what I say, at the end of the day, you ain't got to do nothing